Hey y'all, it's your girl DJ Chrissy Yella. I'm here with a dope black creative for Vibes on Live. I love this question. It feels so deserving, number one, because shout out to my girl Natural High. She recommended me, which just tugs my heart. And then you, KJ, the fact that you were able to just take a look at my page, my mixes, and be so spot on with what I bring to the table as far as it just being hypnotizing. It feels like I'm one of God's favorites. That's how it feels. I feel so grateful to be able to have somebody create a vision for me and I create the soundtrack for it. Look at the space. It's hot. I love the colors. I love purple. I love how calm and how warm it feels in here. It looks sexy. You know what I'm saying? It just gives that piece of me that some people may not be able to see. Sometimes you may see it all the time. Sometimes you may ask where it is. And for that, I am just very thankful to have been chosen to be in such an intentional space. If my set were a conversation, I feel like it was saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? I was curating this set. I was in such a self-reflexive moment. The songs I selected took me down memory lane from like the first time I heard the song, the first time I attached an experience to the song. So during the planning process, I was like going on an emotional trip that I can link to like self-therapy almost. So I feel like when you listen to the mix, I hope that you can really visualize yourself looking in the mirror, looking back at you, because I feel like we are the only ones who can see inside of ourselves and see what we don't like and what we do like and what we want to work on, what we want to change. And so that moment in the mirror where you're like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Sometimes the person looking back at you may not say it's you. And so in those intentional moments where you're being self-reflexive, I hope that you just take the time to go down this journey and remember how it felt to attach core memories to songs that spoke to your heart, made you cry, made you dance, made you shake your behind, and always remember it's you versus you. In 2016, when I was a sophomore in college, I had finally decided, like, I'm on SoundCloud listening to mixes, and I'm like, I want to hear the songs that I like with another song that I like. So that Christmas, I had told my mom, well, I asked her if she could buy me an intro mini board, and she did. And so I was playing on it. I went back to school and I was practicing on it all the time. And I had started making mixes. I recorded them and then I put them on SoundCloud. And pretty much the people around me, the people I went to school with, they was really feeling it. And they're like, yo, you need to DJ. I'm like, word? And they like, word. So I'm like, okay, I'll DJ. I remember, this is hilarious. The first time I DJ'd at a kickback, I had no business doing this, I'm not even gonna lie. This girl had reached out to me saying that she was having a birthday kickback. Somebody she asked to DJ was charging like $50. And I was like, I'll do it for 40. And I did it and it was terrible. It was so terrible. I remember specifically, this one dude was like, these transitions suck. And I'm like, damn. So moving on from that, I was like, okay, you really need to figure out like what you're doing here. Cause I just remember it was like smash for smash, song for song. And it had no intention how I have it today. And like my transitions are very like thought out and planned. You may hear most of the song, I am in no rush. I wanna make sure that it is like the most attractive sounding in my ear, and it flows so well. And that's the only time I will move into my transition. So when I knew that I made the right choice was when I graduated college and I moved back to Dallas. I started working with the radio station 97.9. That's when I started DJing in Deep Ellum around the different bars and stuff. And so being in that space and people being able to see what I've like worked on so hard and really enjoying it, it just made me feel so good. So I knew then, I'm like, okay, this is your craft. Like when I was in middle school, I was the one burning them CDs, LimeWire, messing up my mama's computer, viruses, and I'm bringing them to school to say Chrissy hit list, you dig, and I'm passing them out. So I just feel like it was a full circle moment and I was always supposed to be doing this. I really believe that it was the support I had around me. The friends I had in college, that was dead ass my community. And after that night, I was feeling very down. I'm like, you know what? This might not be for me. But the way they just pumped me up and like kept me filled with positive energy, no matter how funny that shit was, it made me want to go harder for them. I'm like, dang, I want this better than I wanted for myself. And I feel like thinking back to those moments brings so much creativity out of me, and it like brings spark back within me. For example, you asking me to do this literally brought a spark back in me that I was searching for and couldn't find. And so when you came to me and you're telling me like your perception of what you see just off first value, I'm like, damn girl. That healed me, I'm not even gonna lie. So I definitely think it's just how my passion resonates with other people and the way they feed it back into me that made me want to stick with it. For music, I feel like my taste is all over the place, and sometimes I do have to be very intentional on the music I play based on the venue, but I always try to move with emotion. So however I'm feeling that day, I dive into that shit. Even if it's a bad day, I'm not gonna lie. I could be doing a DJ set. Let's say we're at a bar. I may have cried that day. We're gonna listen to a sad song, but it may have some bounce behind it. I'm not gonna lie. I really just try to dive deep into that and not think so much of politics when it comes to it, because a lot of the songs that people want to hear, you can listen to it in your car. And I really want to create an experience for you, and I want to like establish a soundtrack for your night. So let me do me and you gonna do you. So I feel like my style is, I just think it's very temperamental. And when it comes to how I present myself, I think that's temperamental too. I'm very two-spirited. Like one day you may see me in heels, and then another day you may see me in baggy jeans, a baggy t-shirt, fitted cap, like you never know. And it always depends on how I'm feeling, how intentional I was within the day as far as my emotions, the energy I had, that's gonna like speak in my clothing for sure. So how it sets me apart, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, because I think everybody is just so amazing and unique, and our differences are already established within us, but at the same time, we're just all connected. I would tell them that you really do have to take moments to yourself to sit and get to know who you are today, because that's completely different from who you were yesterday, let alone like 3 hours ago. So being okay with sitting in that uncomfortableness, I had to be okay with that, which is why I feel like this mix was so self-reflexive for me. Like literally, what Janae said, I've been through some shit, man, but I be on my shit, man. Like I'm for real, like seriously. And looking in the mirror often and reminding yourself that last week probably wasn't your greatest week, but this week we're gonna try just a little harder to see that other end of the rainbow. You have to actually take moments of doing that and not feel crazy doing it, and accept those moments when you do feel crazy, when you may be talking to yourself in the mirror, or you may be having an argument in your head that's not even being spoken out loud, and you're like, damn, I'm talking to myself. It's okay. I feel like that taps into your weirdness, and when you tap into your weirdness, I feel like you make other people uncomfortable by seeing how comfortable you are. So don't be afraid. Dive into what makes you happy. Dive into what makes you the most vulnerable, passionate. What makes you cry? What makes you smile? What makes you happy? What makes you angry? Tapping into that, getting to know yourself, being intentional with your emotions, whether you're a creative or not. I think practicing that is taking me further than I've ever imagined, and I'm really grateful for it, because I know a lot of people who aren't able to look within, and I feel like if you are able to speak on that and assist others in doing that, it can only go up from here. Okay, that gig, January of 2019, at the Nines on Main Street. Check it out. Me, a natural high, and DJ 4.0. Shout out to you, girl. That was the first female DJ who gave me my shot to allow me to DJ with her at the Nines at a point in time. And that night we did a silent disco party at the Nines. And that thing was packed out for one. I was on the red. I think Jazz was on the blue, and then 4.0 was on green. At the time, we were all working at the radio station, so it just felt like family. And so all our supporters, whether it was just for me, for a natural high or 4.0, they all came together, joined forces, and I just remember being so happy and so grateful. And literally, after that, that ended at 2 a.m., we had to go straight to the radio station at 3 a.m. to get ready to work at 4 a.m. for the MLK parade. And I will never forget that, because even though I was dog tired, I remember walking in that office and Natural High is sitting down, and I literally just laid in her lap, and she's just like, girl, come here. And I just look back to those moments, and it makes me remember why I started it, why I loved it so much, and why I really just don't want to let it go. Oh, I missed that. Oh, God, good times. Lord. A dream project of mine, it's definitely the way it feels, it gives festival vibes, but I don't think it's a festival. You know what? Okay, scratch that, because I've been talking about this for too long. My next project is to seriously get into producing music. I've been saying this for, let's just say, the past 2 years now, and procrastination, very bad. I have started, and then I've stopped, and then I've started again, and then I stopped, and I really want to learn this new skill, because I know I have it within me. I am musically inclined, I am talented, I can do it, but I feel like I get into those spurts of comparing myself to where, let's say, other producers are, and where I am not. I am here and they're there, and I feel like comparison is the thief of joy, and I always steal my joy, and then I end up going through those phases of oh yeah, I started it and then I let it go and I put it down, and now that keyboard's getting dusty, and then I have that spark of creativity, and then I do it again, and then something happens, or I'm distracted and I let it go. So now I'm so focused on disciplining myself not to look for an outcome, but just feed a goal. I just want to feed a goal. I want to learn more. I want to feel like how I used to feel. when I was in middle school and high school and I was writing music in my closet. I want to take it back to the closet days where it's just so sacred and just so peaceful and homey. You could scream, you could cry, you could sing, you could rap. And I just want to take all the pressures of, you gotta add some content, you gotta produce something, you need to let people hear it, you need to let somebody rap over it, you need to send it to somebody. And I wanna be okay with creating something, sitting with it, whether it's like 6 months to a year, and then using that to feed something else I wanna work on, and just not look for that outcome that is not even, it's not even there yet. I have no idea what it looks like or what it feels like. I can't even put it into words, let alone describe what it smells like. So stop worrying about what is to come and just focus on the now. Focus on the now. So that is my upcoming project. That is what's next for Chrissy Yella. I don't know what that tag is gonna be, but just wait. But do not rush me. Just wait. For real. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me ramble. I appreciate it so much. If you want to hear more of me, please follow me on SoundCloud /DJ Chrissy Yella. You can follow me on Instagram @Chrissy Yella. If you are local, you can check me out. I do be in Deep Ellum at the 9s every 4th Thursday for Yella Groove. That's 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And every second Friday for Getting on the Floor with DJ Imperial D. I be on the rooftop unless it's cold. You can catch us from 10 to 2.